Warning, if you're not 18 years old, get the off this video. Everything you see is for educational and documentary purposes only. Viewers' discretion is advised.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to Deuce Farms. I know this video is going to be a little bit more different than what you guys are used to. It's a completely whole different spin, but it's still about growing plants, and I'm pretty sure we're all interested in growing plants, more so the cannabis. And honestly, I feel like cannabis is a gateway into growing other plants, but I don't want just the typical plants. I like cooler looking plants because cannabis looks cool to me, and I've always been fascinated with cactus, so I was like, why not grow a cactus? So I went to looking into it, and then I found out there was things like this, the San Pedro, the peyote, and they all have mescaline in them, which is more of like a psychedelic, so kind of like shrooms in a way. So I found that fascinating, and I like the way the San Pedro is more of a cactus looking one, whereas peyote is a more spherical looking cactus. And when I say this one looks more like a cactus, I mean as far as like the typical cactus when we think about them. When it comes to growing these, it is completely legal. What is illegal about them is the actual consumption of the mescaline, but don't worry, we're just growing them for the looks. Ain't that right, everybody? Now, when I decided I wanted to grow cactus, I didn't know what to do. I was kind of nervous, but then I realized, like, hey, you're growing cannabis. It can't be that much harder than that. It's kind of all the same principle with plants. So then I went to doing a bit of studying, figuring out what I needed, how to go about it, the differences in between the two, the growing conditions. It actually seemed a lot easier, and I learned a great bit of it from San Pedro Mastery, so check out his YouTube. That'll be linked below in the description. And also, if you want to get some cactus, check him out and get up with him, and he'll help you out. Now, you've seen the way I started the seedling, how the roots were damaged when I first took it out, and that's completely fine. I put it in the soil and I gave it water, didn't give it too much water, and it's going to be completely fine. It's going to grow. There's no worries. They can last months looking the way they did, and you got to think about it. It took them a week to get to me, and they were still looking good. It was nice and green. It didn't look like it was dying at all. And since I have space available in my tent, I'm actually going to be growing them inside of the tent alongside my plants, but I could easily grow these outdoors if I wanted to. Not only did I get that seedling, I also got some actual seeds themselves, so I'm going to be starting those as well. Now with that seedling, I put it straight in a pot. The soil I'm using is black gold, the cactus and succulent soil. Now with the seeds, things are going to be a little bit different. I don't want to put them all in one of those little pots, so I actually got some Tupperware, and I only needed about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of soil. So then I just placed the soil inside of my Tupperware, and I just gave it a nice little water just to get it a little nice and moist. And then from there, I'm going to add my seeds. I have 20 of them. The seeds are a lot smaller than the seeds I'm used to, and I kind of struggled trying to get them out of the package because I didn't realize the way it was taped was so they wouldn't move around. So I'm over here trying to pour them out, but I realized they were still taped down. So I struggled for a second with that. Once I realized that they were taped down just so they wouldn't fall out, I was able to actually pour them into the soil and get everything set up. After I got them in the soil, I then mist it again right over top of them. And lastly, I need to be able to create a more humid environment so they'd be able to germinate. So what I did was I got some plastic wrap and I just put that over top of the tub. I could have put the lid on top of the tub, but I didn't really have it, and I thought it would be a lot easier to use this film as I am going to eventually poke holes in it. Now with everything set up, I'm just going to go ahead and place it inside the tent right next to that cactus. And also I'm putting a yellow sticky trap inside of the pot with the seedling because I know I have a gnat problem and I don't want them to get out of hand. Also, I'm putting a heat mat underneath that Tupperware so it helps hold the temperature to where it needs to be because it is a little bit chilly inside of the grow room, and I want it to be a little bit more warm for them to help along with that germination process. Now here's a picture of me checking on them just 5 days after planting the seeds. And you can see that there's a few that have actually sprouted, and we're just going to continually check on them. Sometimes it can take up to 2 months, so we'll see. Now I check on them just 9 days later, so a total of 13 days after planting them. And you can see out of the 20, I now have 17. It took me a second to count them. Some of them are hidden, but you can see them here and there. That's going to wrap up this video. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section if you're liking this type of content or if you're actually growing cactus yourself. But appreciate the support. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check us out on Instagram. Until next time.